Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Season 3 is here and it's changed up the game quite a bit. Obviously with the Verdansk 84 map and the plethora of weapon adjustments, things are feeling pretty different, you could say. But at the same time, the season is only just getting started, and it looks like we've got a lot of very promising changes, both to gameplay then also to the overall quality of the game coming at some point here in the future. Because Raven recently revealed that they're working on a bunch of new updates set to come to Warzone here soon, then they also teased that even more weapon tuning is on its way as well. So as we break everything down today, if you enjoy the video at any point, a like rating would be much appreciated. Let's see if we can get 4,000 likes on this one. And of course, if you're new to the channel, or if you haven't already subscribed, we are working towards hitting 750,000 subscribers. So if you want to stay up to date with basically everything going on in COD, this is the place to be, so feel free to subscribe with your notifications turned on. Also, the Hey Hi How You Doing apparel is officially out. Myself and 1UP Threads have the first collection drop happening right now, but it is only live for this weekend. So if you want to pick up anything, check out the link down in the description below. Now, like I said, Raven and the developers have been pretty busy teasing some upcoming content and changes for Warzone, and there's a lot of really solid things that have been mentioned, starting with an update to the potential anti-cheat in that whole situation there. So, Rob Kostic, who is the president for Activision, recently had this whole interview with VentureBeat that sort of goes over his thoughts on the game and the COD franchise as a whole and just a bunch of different stuff like that. And at the very end of this interview, Rob was asked about the cheating situation and how Warzone is like essentially riddled with hackers and cheaters, and how there's rumors out there saying that Activision just doesn't care about it. And to this, Rob responded with, honestly, a lot of information. He says, overall, there's two parts to this entire situation. One is communication and the other one is action. He says they're going to continue to do a better and better job of communicating with the community frequently. And in terms of action, they've already banned nearly 500,000 accounts on Warzone. And they also have a dedicated security team, but they're also investing more and more resources to make sure that they can provide the best possible experience for the players. He says, we have to take action and also communicate about that, which we're going to do. So obviously, Rob acknowledges that cheaters are no rare thing. They're very, very common and very frequent. And yes, they have banned a ton of them, but that is a reactionary measure to the cheaters. And while he doesn't explicitly state that they're working on a preventative measure, he sort of insinuates that they are investing in a full-on anti-cheat here when he says that we have to take action and we're going to do that. So this is definitely very, very good news. Of course, we've needed an anti-cheat since, like, honestly, day one, but it does look like one is coming, and personally, I also really like the fact that he reiterates that they're going to do a better job communicating, because simply being transparent to me is a huge step up. We just want to know what's going on with the game, what they're working on, what they're trying to, achieve with certain changes, so that to me is also very, very good news. Now, moving on to the content and features that have been talked about recently, the first piece of content actually isn't going to be coming sooner at all, and that is the original version of Verdansk. Raven did actually reveal that the modern day Verdansk map that we spent the last year playing on and, experiencing Warzone on is never coming back again. It is gone for good, so 80s Verdansk, Rebirth, and potentially, if we ever get anything else, is going to be the future environments for Warzone. That does make me extra curious, though, what's going to happen when we get around to Infinity Ward's next title, which is presumably going to be Modern Warfare 2 in 2022, it's looking like. And what all we're going to see for the map then. But of course, that is quite some ways away, so we don't really have to worry about that right now. Then, at long last, Raven has finally mentioned that Zombies camos are coming to Warzone. Spoiler alert, they're not out yet. I really, really wish they were, but we did finally get some news on them, which is great because all we've heard up until this point was that they would be coming at some point in the future, and we were told that back when the Cold War integration initially happened, so it's been like 4 or 5 months now without any communication there. But Raven did end up saying that the team is working on bringing the Dark Aether Camo and the other Zombies camos to Warzone, but they do have to ensure that it's fully functioning and working correctly on all weapons, just because of the differences in the engines between Warzone and Cold War, and basically just how the weapons work. It's actually the same deal and same reason why we haven't seen the blueprint customs that Cold War just got, where you can actually mix and match all the different blueprint attachments and make weapons look really, really cool. Of course, we have that for Modern Warfare and within Warzone with the Modern Warfare weapons already, just not the Cold War ones. But both the whole Gunsmith Customs idea and the Zombies camos are coming soon. Unfortunately, as far as the time frame goes, we were not given one. I would hope for sometime around like late season 3 maybe, but if we get any new information there, I'll be sure to let you guys know. Raven also talked a bit about the next-gen update for consoles, which is something that we've been talking about and pretty much waiting for since, well, the next-gen consoles dropped. Currently on Xbox Series X exclusively, you can activate the whole 120 FPS mode if you have a compatible monitor, but for the most part, the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X Warzone experience is the exact same as on the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One. But it doesn't look like it's going to be that way for too much longer, as Raven did say they have a dedicated technology team working with the studio to actually bring features like the 120 FPS mode or 120 Hz mode to both new console generations, alongside ray tracing aspects, some SSD enhancements, and potentially even an FOV or a field of view slider as well. Of course, PC players have had all of these features since launch, and that gives them a pretty decent advantage over console players, especially when it comes to things like the field of view. Having like 120, which is what I play on, compared to 80, which I think is the default for console, is night and day. Personally, I can never go back after playing on 110 plus FOV. It's just such a huge difference and a huge impact in game, I think. And obviously, when you don't have that on console, you are limited pretty severely. So we do have these coming at some point in the future, it seems, but keep in mind, these features would likely only be coming to the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X, and not to the PlayStation 4 or the Xbox One, just for performance reasons. But at the very least, this is really good news for console players, as it would certainly even the playing field, so to speak, for certain in-game upgrades. Now, finally, on top of all of that, Raven also teased that some more weapon tuning is coming in the near future, as in their official Season 3 patch notes at the very end of the weapon changes, they said, "We are keeping a close eye on the Amax, no king rules forever." So obviously they're sort of hinting at the Amax being nerfed in the future, but just them saying this means that the Amax is definitely getting nerfed at some point in the future, especially considering that now it's probably the best rifle and one of the best guns in the game, thanks to the recent weapon adjustments nerfing things like the AUG and the M16 and the FFAR. So the Amax looks like it's going to be nerfed in the future. I would say maybe there's going to be some additional damage drop-off added to it like they did to the Kilo a while back. Maybe they bump up the recoil a bit, since mounting pretty much eliminates all recoil the Amax has, and it's also like a very easy pattern to learn as is. Overall, there's quite a few ways they could tweak it, but that looks to be changing here soon, and I'd also expect some other weapons to be adjusted as well, but they didn't really mention anything outside of the Amax specifically. But yeah, there you have it. With all of that being said, that is everything Raven has currently teased or revealed for future Warzone updates, and that's going to wrap things up for today. If you enjoyed the video, let me know by dropping a like on it. And of course, if you're new here and you want to stay up to date with everything going on in COD, news, intel, updates, you name it, it's all right here. So feel free to subscribe with your notifications turned on. That way you'll always know whenever I upload a new video. As always, if you want to check out any of my partners, be sure to use code WHosImmortal for a discount on all Scuff, G Fuel, Gamer Advantage, and Control Freak products. The links for all those can be found down in the description below. But once again, thanks so much for tuning in, and until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.